Think Cloudflare represents the height of internet decentralization? Many people assume so. It handles traffic from millions of sites, protects them from attacks, and improves global performance. But what if that story is incomplete? What if the entire model still sits on a fragile foundation controlled by a handful of centralized providers? And what if there's a different kind of infrastructure emerging that pushes decentralization to a level traditional systems can't reach? The Internet Computer Protocol, or ICP, introduces a new vision of how the Internet should run, not as a network of centralized servers wrapped with decentralized tools, but as a fully autonomous, self-running, cryptographically secured computing layer that replaces servers, databases, and even CDNs. This breaks down what makes ICP's decentralization fundamentally different, why solutions like Cloudflare only solve half the problem, and how ICP creates a foundation for a more secure, censorship-resistant, and resilient digital future. This video is created for educational and informational purposes only. It does not promote or endorse any financial product, investment, or cryptocurrency. All information presented here is based on publicly available sources and independent analysis. Viewers are encouraged to conduct their own research before making any financial or technological decisions. The Internet's centralized bottleneck. For years, the Internet has been described as decentralized, but the reality is far from it. The modern web depends on large providers that control routing, hosting, DNS, security, and content delivery. Cloudflare, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and other giants keep everything running. They offer speed and protection, but they come with trade-offs. Cloudflare solves problems, but creates new ones. Cloudflare helps websites stay online by reducing strain, filtering attacks, and serving cached content. But at the same time, it becomes a single interface for millions of sites. A failure at Cloudflare affects all connected websites. A censorship request to Cloudflare affects every site under that jurisdiction. Its infrastructure and decisions shape how large portions of the Internet behave. Even though Cloudflare adds a layer of protection, the core architecture stays centralized. The server still exists. The database still exists. The storage still exists. All of it lives inside traditional data centers that belong to companies, governments, or institutions. Single points of control still dominate. The risks are not hypothetical. Over the years, outages at major providers have taken down huge chunks of the Internet. DNS failures, routing mistakes, data center problems, security incidents, legal or political pressure. Every time a major provider goes down, the Internet suffers. Even though multiple providers exist, the structure is still concentrated. The system depends on intermediaries, trust assumptions, and centralized networks. Why the traditional Internet can't scale into the future? The demand for more advanced applications is growing. AI, real-time applications, autonomous agents, massive data processing, decentralized finance, and digital ownership all require a more resilient base. But the current structure isn't built for this evolution. It's optimized for efficiency, not neutrality. It's designed for scale, not decentralization. And it's run by corporations, not communities. To move into a future where digital services are open, unstoppable, and secure, a new kind of architecture is needed. This is where ICP steps in. Beyond CDN, what true decentralization looks like. Cloudflare extends the traditional Internet. ICP reimagines it. Instead of protecting servers, ICP removes the need for them. Instead of caching content, ICP runs it natively on-chain. Instead of distributing traffic, ICP distributes computation itself. ICP introduces a blockchain computer. At its core, ICP is designed as a global computing layer. It's not a blockchain that stores tokens and transactions. It's a decentralized computer that hosts full applications. Developers don't deploy apps to AWS or Cloudflare. They deploy to the network directly. Apps don't run on servers. They run inside canisters, which are smart contract-like units capable of storing data, executing logic, and serving web content. No servers, no databases, no CDNs. This is one of the most disruptive shifts ICP brings. The back end runs on-chain. The front end runs on-chain. The data lives on-chain. The infrastructure is operated by a decentralized group of node providers. There are no VPS accounts, no cloud dashboards, no corporate hosting bill. The network handles scaling, execution, routing, and state. This eliminates the core centralized infrastructure that traditional systems depend on. Canisters create autonomous, tamper-proof apps. Canisters operate with cryptographic guarantees, deterministic execution, immutable code, built-in persistence, native web serving, and because they run on a blockchain network, no single provider can shut them down, censor them, or alter their behavior. This is what true decentralization starts to look like. ICP's unique advantages. Over traditional services, ICP's architecture unlocks benefits that centralized systems simply cannot offer, even with tools like Cloudflare. Guaranteed uptime and DDoS resistance. Cloudflare reduces DDoS attacks by filtering traffic. ICP prevents them by design. There is no single target for attackers. Traffic is processed directly by the decentralized network. Computation is spread across multiple subnets. The system keeps running even if individual nodes are attacked or taken offline. Enhanced security through cryptography. Traditional apps rely on firewalls, trust boundaries, access control layers, corporate security architecture. ICP relies on cryptographic isolation. The network itself enforces rules autonomously. This removes entire classes of vulnerabilities that centralized systems struggle to contain. There's no root access, no admin panel to hack, no database credentials to steal, no server to compromise. Immutable execution. When a canister is deployed with locked code, its behavior cannot be changed by hackers, hosting companies, governments, even developers. This enables a new model of trust, unlocking new open internet possibilities. ICP supports autonomous AI agents, decentralized social networks, open data networks, censorship-resistant websites, Web3 services without centralized middle layers, direct web hosting on-chain in a Cloudflare-style world. Apps depend on corporate infrastructure. In an ICP world, apps depend on cryptography, protocols, and community-operated nodes. This shift opens the door to innovation that simply never existed before. Real-world impact and future implications. The ICP ecosystem already showcases real examples of what a decentralized internet can produce. Apps that run entirely on-chain. Examples include social platforms, chat applications, storage services, digital identity tools, DAOs, DeFi protocols, AI models running on-chain. These services are not hosted on Amazon or Google. They live on the network itself, a sustainable, incentivized economic model. Node providers contribute hardware, and they are rewarded through the network's economics. Developers pay cycles to run applications, creating a predictable and sustainable model. This creates a global marketplace of compute power, independent of big corporate providers. Long-term vision ICP aims for an internet where no single company controls infrastructure. Apps are unstoppable, data belongs to users, services can't be censored, AI runs autonomously without centralized servers. Code becomes a global public utility. The network grows organically through community governance. This vision stands in sharp contrast to the traditional cloud model, where everything depends on agreements, trust, and policy. With ICP, digital services move closer to being self-governing and fully resilient, joining the decentralized revolution. The transition to a new internet model won't happen overnight, but the shift has already begun. Developers are exploring ICP because it offers possibilities that centralized systems can't match. Entrepreneurs are seeing opportunities to build new categories of applications. Users are discovering platforms that give them real ownership. Why developers should pay attention. ICP gives developers a way to build without cloud dependencies, a platform for autonomous apps, a secure environment with built-in persistence, a predictable cost model, the opportunity to build products that can outlive centralized companies. Why users benefit. Users get more privacy, more control, more reliability, more transparency, more freedom in how data is used, a future shaped by decentralization. The traditional web will continue evolving, but its limitations are becoming more visible. Cloudflare and other providers play important roles, but they cannot remove structural centralization. ICP takes a different path. It replaces the foundation entirely, offering a decentralized, cryptographic, and autonomous model for how services should operate. As the world demands more openness, more resilience, and more user ownership, ICP's architecture becomes increasingly relevant. This is more than a technological upgrade. It's a shift in how the digital world operates. All right, if you learned something new or enjoyed this video, Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.